Welcome back to Taj's Garden. I'm the gardening realtor. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. And if you're returning, welcome back. So today we are going to be pickling some peppers, and more specifically jalapeno peppers. So I'm going to give you guys a recipe that covers 2 pounds of peppers. Whatever peppers you would like to pickle, it can be jalapeños, serrano peppers, banana peppers, cayenne, whatever you would like to pickle. This recipe will be perfect for any one of them. And I have my sous chef here, so let's get started. So today's recipe is going to pickle 2 pounds of peppers. So whichever types of peppers you would like to be using is fine. But today we are going to be pickling jalapenos. So we have 2 pounds of jalapenos. Actually, we have just under, it was 1.65, but anyway, this recipe is going to cover 2 pounds. So you only need 4 key ingredients: vinegar, water, sugar, and salt. So we are going to be using 2 cups of vinegar, and you want to make sure that that white vinegar has at least 5% vinegar. You don't want anything less, and this is very, very important because you want to make sure that it's all safe. So 5% vinegar, no less. That's going to be 2 cups of white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of pickling salt, 2 cups of water, and 1 tablespoon of sugar, but that is optional. If you add the sugar, it does take away the heat a bit if you are, a bit sensitive on heat. But today I'm not going to be putting any sugar in mine. I love heat. So we're actually just going to be doing 3 ingredients, and in the description below, I'll still put all 4 ingredients down there if you would like to add the sugar. I'm going to be using this type of pickling salt. We're going to do 2 tablespoons. Just as I said before, that's all that we're going to be doing. That recipe is just that simple. If you want to just take away the heat, kind of balance the heat a little bit, you can add 1 tablespoon of sugar, but I'm not going to be adding any sugar. I'm just doing the vinegar, water, and pickling salt. And we did 2 cups of vinegar. Make sure it is no less than 5%. 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of pickling salt. And right now I am boiling a pot of water so that we can water bathe these cans. And that is just going to make sure that we can store these pickled peppers for up to a year. They're not going to last that long, but they're going to be able to be stored for up to a year. This is our mixture, and it's not so much a rolling boil, but it is definitely starting to boil. So we're going to turn that off and let it sit here and cool down a bit before we add it to our peppers. Now, this is the pot that we're going to have the peppers water bathing in, and this is actually getting ready to turn into a rolling boil, and it's just in time because we're about to start packing our jars. We washed our jars. Make sure that you wash them with some really warm water just so they're not too cold when they're going into the water. the boiling water. And then we're going to pack these. We're going to pack it to where we have about a 1/2 inch space from the top. I didn't have enough to fill this one up, so this is going to go in the fridge, and we're going to eat this probably in the next week. I'm going to water bathe these 3, and then they will actually be stored until we need them. If you want to limit the amount of spice, you can also rinse these seeds out. When you cut them, you can also go and rinse the seeds out. And that actually reduces the amount of spice that is going to be in the jar as well. And another thing is, the reason we do push it down and pack it is because after it goes into the hot water, it's actually going to go down. So this is just to make sure that you take advantage of all the space. We're going to make sure we don't want to screw this on too tight, because we want to make sure that there's enough space for the air bubbles to come out of. So you want to make sure that the water is covering the tops of the jars. And the reason this is floating is because it's not full. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more water in here just to make sure that it is completely covering the jars. All right, then eventually we're gonna start seeing some air bubbles coming out of these jars. After it starts to boil again, then we'll set a timer for 10 minutes, and then we'll take it out, sit it on top of a towel, a kitchen towel, just to make sure that it doesn't come in contact with our cold counter surface, because that will indeed shatter the glasses. And that's how it looks when the bubbles start coming out. Those are little air bubbles that are in the jar. Okay, so the 10 minutes are up, and make sure I put these towels down here just to keep it from getting to that cold surface. And that's it. We're completely done. There's no popping. So I'm pretty sure we have a pretty decent seal. I'm gonna keep it here for 24 hours just to make sure that it seals properly. And then I will make sure to check it before I put it in the cabinet again as well. Okay, it has been 24 hours. And what you're gonna wanna look for is if you're able to pick it up just like that. That's how you know it's sealed. And also if you click it, push it down and there's no clicking. So we're gonna take off all the tops and pick them all up just to test. So I'm literally holding it by this and it's completely sealed because the whole jar is picked up with it. This is sealed. So every one of them are sealed, and that is what you want. If you have any questions, please drop it down in the comments below. Let me know if you have ever pickled peppers. Let me know your recipe that you love. If you have any family recipes that you cannot live without, please share them down in the comments below. I would love to try it. Please like, comment, and share this with a friend. When you do these 3 things, it helps get my channel out to everyone. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want to be part of an amazing gardening community, head on over to Facebook, type in Prosper and Plant, and I will see you over there.